For those of you that are tuned in to the Emergency Management Associates channel, please stand by for just a minute, please. Good evening, folks. This is Ron Tyler with Emergency Management Associates coming to you live from the Crossroads of the West in Salt Lake City, Utah. The time right now is 6:05 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time on Saturday, April 11th, Saturday, April 11th, and it is 6:05 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time here in the Intermountain United States of America. Sorry, we had a little bit of a flub up technically, and I don't know why it's doing it, but we had a little bit of technical problem there, but we're live on the air with you here on the Freedom Revolution Network. First off, we want to thank our partners at the Freedom Revolution Network, all the managers and owners and operators of the Freedom Revolution Network. Thank you for having us on the program today. We appreciate that. We have a lot to talk about. Primary on the list is a 5.3 magnitude earthquake that happened earlier today. And I want to show you that earthquake. And just to have a shake as soon as I can bring it up here. I want to show you where this earthquake is. Hoping this brings it up. Maybe it won't do that. That is really weird. Okay, it didn't bring it up. Just a minute. Let me see if I can still bring it up here. No, it's still not coming up. And I don't know why. Well, that's really weird because yesterday I was bringing this up, no problem at all. I think I just did. I hope I did. Anyway, I'm hoping this is what you see is a Google map that I brought up, Google Earth. Today at 7:36 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, we had actually 7:36 a.m. Pacific Time, we had a 5.3 magnitude earthquake. It was registered as a 5.3 by the agencies, but I also have evidence that it was a lot stronger than that. This earthquake was located just northeast from Mono Lake, California, at Benton, California. Okay, just miles from Benton, California, just miles from Mono Lake. As you can see here in the picture, we show Mono Lake. And Mono Lake has an island in the middle of the lake, which is actually the volcanic plug. Mono Lake is a volcano. And right in the middle of the caldera is the plug, which is the island that you see here. Well, this earthquake happened in Benton, California, just north of Mono Lake, northeast of Mono Lake. Okay, you can see Mono Lake very distinctly here, and you see our place mark here where the earthquake happened near Benton, California. Now, before I get into it, I first had thought that this was near Aurora Bodie crater. Okay, this was not near Aurora Bodie crater. This was near, well, it was near Benton, California, not that far from Mono Lake. And also, if you'll see on this map where the earthquake happened here, it's also not that far from Mammoth Mountain. It might be 100 miles from Mammoth Mountain, at the most probably. Mammoth Mountain's down here to the southwest. Mono Lake is almost directly north of Mammoth Mountain, and northeast from there is where the Benton Lake, or Benton, California is. Northeast, almost directly north from where this earthquake is where Aurora Bodie crater is. Aurora Bodie crater, okay? Okay, I'm zooming in on Aurora Bodie crater right now, so you can see where it is. Okay, there are a lot of earthquakes out here right now. Okay, there's where Aurora crater is. Aurora Bodie crater is right over here. Okay, now I'm going to zoom back out and show you where all these earthquakes are. Okay, now you can see where it is. Benton, California, where this earthquake was, Aurora Bodie crater, Aurora crater, Mono Lake. Okay, zooming further out, I'm going to show you where this earthquake was in relationship to Mammoth. Mammoth Mountain, Mono Lake, Benton crater, Aurora Bodie crater out here. Okay, that's where this earthquake happened. Now, we have had numerous earthquakes since that point in time today. I'm going to show you another map really quick here. I'm going to pull up that. Okay. I'm going to show you the USGS map here. All right, this is the USGS map. We typically use USGS and we typically use the EMSC map to detail earthquakes that we're talking about here on this show. In blue here is where the earthquake is, okay? They call it Bodie, California. It wasn't, it was Benton, California. Okay, Benton, California. Okay, this was a 5.3 magnitude earthquake. They've got it reduced to a 5.2. Folks, I'm sorry, this was not a 5.2 earthquake. This was not a 5.2 earthquake. Again, I'm going to take you to another page here. Okay. This is the back seismologist study page that I'm going to take you to. I'm hoping that you guys are going to be getting this, because the share screen is not sharing like it normally does. And I don't know why it is doing what it's doing. Okay, I'm going to check something here. You guys, if you guys just bear with me just a quick minute here. I'm going over to the program on YouTube, and I'm going to check out the chat room. I'm going to ask you folks if you will kindly tell me if you saw the USGS map. Did everyone see the USGS map that I just showed you? And before that, the Google Earth map? Susie here is here, Tina's here, BJ's here. Okay, good. Thanks, TLO, I appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick several other maps here so you can see what I'm seeing, because quite honestly, the USGS is trying to screw us up. Okay, I'm showing you now the backside seismologist study page of the earthquake that happened today. Okay, they said it was a 5.3. Okay, it says 5.2 here in Bodie, California. It wasn't Bodie, California. It was Benton, California. Okay, why did I say earlier? I was on another group. I was in another messenger group, and they said the earthquake was over near Mammoth Mountain. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I thought it was Aurora Bodie Crater because it said Bodie, California. Well, it wasn't Bodie, California. It wasn't near Mammoth. It was near Benton, California, just northeast of Mono Lake. Okay, that's where the earthquake happened. They're calling this a 5.2. You can see right here, it says no station details contributed. It says 4 stations reported this earthquake, 5.24. A 5.21, they say there's station details, 114 stations reporting. Over here, a 5.3, station details, 139 stations reporting. Well, folks, I went and checked it. If you'll kindly go through here and look with me at the detail page of the backside seismologist study page. It starts off with 5.57, 5.71, 5.38, 5.71, 5.9, 5.63, 5.51, 5.03. There's a 4.97 here too. Okay, 5.03, 5.68, 4.73, 5.2, 5.7, 5.42, 5.99, 5.4, 5.41, 5.85, 5.20, 5.68, 5.51, 5.27, 5.27, 5.31, 5.65, 6.11. Okay, now I'm not going to take you through all the details on every sensor that reported this earthquake. There's several sensors where it was over 6.1. And as you can see, many of these sensors, a great majority of these sensors had this at well over 5.2 or 5.3. 5.80, 5.36, 5.67, 5.3, 5.6, 5.1, 5.88, 5.94, 6.0, 5.39, 4.97, 5.24, 5.67, 5.65. Here's a 5.1, 5.78, 6.02, 6.4, 5.27, 5.56, 5.46, 5.3, 5.25, 5.68, 5.81, and it goes on and on and on. And I can scroll down here. Here's a 6.3 here. 6.3. I can scroll down here. There's a couple of 4s. 4.98. They didn't say it was a 4.98. They didn't say it was a 4.9. They said it was 5.2. But there's hardly anything that says less than 5.5, 5.6, 5.8. Okay, here's some 5.26 here, 5.64, 5.92, 5.98, 5.72, 5.7. Have I made my point? This was a far greater earthquake than what they're painting it to be. Again, we've caught USGS and the other agencies lying to us. They're lying to us, folks. I'm sorry to say they're freaking lying to us. And I'm tired of it. I'm fed up with it. Now, I'm sorry to get on a rant. I really am. I'm sorry to get on these rants. But they're endangering people's lives, folks. They're endangering people's lives. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I know for a fact that there's felt reports. I know for a fact there's felt reports. In fact, let's just click on this and then we'll come back to this. Okay, right now all you're seeing is my ugly mug on the camera. But right now we have 1,668 felt reports. And I'm going to bring this up right now so you can see it. Hold on a second. I want you to see this, folks. Right now, this is a quake. It says 5.2, which it wasn't, was far greater than that. There's 1,668 felt reports. 1,668 felt reports for this earthquake. That's not surprising. But they're not going to tell us what those people felt. They're not. Now I'm going to go over here. Hold on a second. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pull up this earthquake over on last earthquake, the EMSC, EMSC page on my phone. Okay, it's called last earthquake. Now there's been plenty of earthquakes since this earthquake happened today. Okay. They've got this, it's a 5.2, and there's 35 felt reports to this earthquake. 35 felt reports for this earthquake. Okay, I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to read to you what it says here. Yerington, Nevada, they felt it. Sitting, having coffee here in Yerington, Nevada. We're 30 miles from Hawthorne. We looked at each other and said, earthquake. It was rolling. We shook for about 10. It was very quiet. Oakhurst, California. I heard it more than I felt it. My bookcase was making strange sounds. Minden, California. Felt like a few side-to-side jolts. This was 133 kilometers from the epicenter, probably about 60 miles from the epicenter. Somebody else in Arnold said, felt a sharp jolt and it started to rattle and move. Sonora, California. Definitely shaking, but only moved the lampshades. Hanging lamps fell. It lasted for about 12 seconds or less. Murphy's, 147 kilometers, approximately 85 miles from the epicenter. Short shift or jolt, felt it. Murphy's, short shift or jolt. Carson City, Nevada, which is quite a distance from there north, just a slight movement. Someone else there also says sitting upright in a very heavy, nearly immovable automatic recliner, felt a sideways rocking motion for 5 or 10 seconds. Carson City, 123 done. Clovis, California, didn't feel it. Somebody else in Clovis said they didn't feel anything. Madero, California, looked at my swimming pool. Fresno, felt just a little jolt. Another person, Fresno, slight movement, pool water moved a bit. Merced, things in the room started shaking and moving, making noise. Merced said, I sat in my car and it was still, then it started moving side to side like someone was pushing it back and forth for about 7 seconds. Oakdale, California, a little bump on the couch, slight swaying. And I'm not going to go over all of them. Reno, Nevada, slight shaking. Placerville, California, gentle rocking, maybe 10 seconds. Houston, California, felt like someone gently pushing the chair I was sitting in a few times, and blinds hanging, things swayed a bit. Escalon, felt a slight shake, only a few seconds. Lockeford, doors on my bookcase started rattling, chandelier was swaying. West Sacramento, felt a minor jolt, felt like while laying, minor jolt, felt while laying awake in bed, heard the door and the armoire creak. Hollister, short, small roll. It goes on and on. There's 100 and some odd people that felt this, or no, excuse me, not 100 some. There's 32 people on the EMSC that were reporting this, okay? 32 people reporting it at EMSC. USGS was 1,668 people reporting it. Mammoth Lakes also felt it. But what all I'm saying is this: it was a lot stronger than it was reported to be. And I showed you the numbers. It's quite embarrassing. It's very embarrassing when they say it's something else and I can go by their own numbers and prove it to be something else. Their own numbers say they're lying. It would be one thing if their numbers agreed with what they said, but they obviously don't. They obviously don't. Now that's one of the stories of today. That's just one. Again, they reported as a 5.2. I'm more likely saying a 5.7 or 8. Okay. Now I will throw out the 6.3. That was the highest one. And then there were a couple of 4s. So we can throw out the 4s. but we can add up all the numbers and then divide by the number of sensors that there were, and we'll come up with an average. Now, I have not done that. But obviously, as I showed you, the numbers don't lie. By their own numbers, they're wrong. Gosh, I hate it. I hate it. Somebody's going to get killed, folks, because they can't be honest with us. Okay? But that was the number one story today. Now we're going to come back to the United States because there's a lot of information to report to you. Obviously, there's a lot of information to report to you. Now, I want to report the earthquakes that are happening everywhere. Okay? We're going to report the big quakes that happened all over the world, and then we'll come back to these other quakes. We're also going to show you something else besides the USGS. But while we're looking at these large quakes, we can use the USGS map. Over here in Japan, Shimodate, Japan, we had a 5.1 magnitude earthquake. Now this was, and I'm going to bring this in, this was slightly north from Tokyo. Right here where you see my cursor is where Tokyo, Japan is. This was just north of Tokyo. Okay, and yes, this was a large earthquake. It was on land. This was a 5.1 earthquake. Now, no, I have not gone and checked the numbers. It was at least a 5.1 earthquake. Now, I have checked and I don't see anybody reporting damage as of yet. Okay, now this earthquake hit, I want to say about this earthquake hit about 8:44 this morning in Japan, which would be the middle of the night in Japan. 1544 UTC, be about the middle of the night in Japan. So right now we don't have any reports of death, injuries, or damage, but I believe that once it becomes daylight, which it should be now, it should be getting towards daylight now, we should have some idea of what is going on, what happened in Japan today. Okay, that's that. Let's go over here and talk about this earthquake. This was a 5.2, the same size that they say happened up in Central California today. This one happened in the ocean, 121 kilometers northeast of Chichishima, Japan. 5.2, Chichishima, Japan. This is over in the Ryukyu Islands, what they call the Ryukyu Islands, off the southeast coast of Japan. Okay, that's that one. Okay, it's not the only one. So we've had 2 earthquakes in the Japan region, here in the Japanese region. It's not the only thing. Let's go over here to Tonga. We've had a 5.1 magnitude earthquake that hit here in Tonga about 5 o'clock this morning, Mountain Time. Niafu, Tonga. This area, for those of you that have been with me for the last year, we've had many earthquakes here in Niafu, Tonga. This earthquake has also had a subsequent aftershock in Pangai, Tonga. 4.8 in Pangai, Tonga. Now this 4.8 in Pangai, Tonga may also be an earlier aftershock from a 5.0 earthquake that happened here in Pangai, Tonga earlier this week. Okay, but we have a 4.8 moderate earthquake here in Pangai, Tonga today. And it hit after the 5.1 hit. Okay, I want to go really quick back to Benton, California. We just had a 2.8 magnitude aftershock. 2.8 magnitude aftershock. Now, that just happened. Aftershocks are going to hit this area for quite some time. And like I said, I believe this to be a very much larger earthquake than what they're reporting. Okay, just a fact. Over here in the Fiji Islands, again, I don't trust the agencies at all, as you already know, and I don't think any of you do either. We had a 4.8 or 4.9 moderate, 4.9, 5.0 large earthquake here in the Fiji Islands, south of Fiji Islands. Now, they said it was only 92 kilometers deep, which is about 56 miles deep, south of the Fiji Islands. 4.9, 5.0 earthquake, might have been larger than that. But south of there, a 4.6 moderate earthquake south of the Fiji Islands. This was 387 miles deep. 387 miles deep, a very deep earthquake. Now, this earthquake happened in the asthenosphere. In the asthenosphere, which is the magma chamber beneath the crust. The crust is about 64 to 69 miles deep. Okay, the crust that we walk on is like 64 miles deep. Below that is what they call the asthenosphere, and it is hundreds of miles deep, maybe thousands of miles deep. And it's a magma chamber. What they call plastic magma is down there in the asthenosphere. That's where this earthquake originated, is in the asthenosphere. Okay, now let me do this. I'm going to go over to my computer's picture files. I've got a picture of the depth to magnitude conversion chart that Bella and Rebecca put together a long time ago. They have authorized my use of this, the use of this picture for our program. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down here really quick. I'm going to bring up that picture, and I'm also going to let you see it. In just a second, as soon as it comes up. Okay, I'm going to let you see this in just a second. Okay, it's starting to come up now. Probably should have had this keyed up before we went on the air, but I wasn't contemplating to show you how deep this earthquake is, but I want to show you now when we have a deep earthquake, folks, and I've explained this many times before, but for our new viewers, and yes, we have quite a few new viewers. How do I know that? Because we have to our channel, we have a lot of subscribers that have been either resubscribing or they're newly subscribing to our channel. And after this program tonight, I'm going to go over to the Emergency Management Associates channel, and I'm going to bring it up, and we can talk for a few minutes over there tonight. Come on, computer. I don't know why it's taking so long. This is weird. About an hour or so before we came on this program, I rebooted this computer so we would not have any problems or anything else tonight that would have possibly been on my end, operator mess ups. Come on, computer. Well, this is weird. This is weird. Yeah, I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to try one more time. I want you to see this because I want to explain the difference between what this earthquake was and any resulting earthquakes that are going to happen within the next few days. Because we believe that there's a direct correlation between future earthquakes in the same region and this earthquake that happened today. This moderate earthquake that happened today south of Fiji. It was a deep earthquake. Where there's a deep earthquake, we're going to have a larger and more shallow earthquake as a result of it. And I want to give you the results of what that future earthquake is going to look like. And that earthquake is probably going to happen in the next few days. Okay, I finally brought this up. Okay, I'm going to show you this depth to magnitude conversion chart now. Oh, please don't do that to me. It's not showing it. That's really weird. Okay, anyway, this earthquake was 387 kilometers deep. Going over to the depth to magnitude conversion chart, which is in the middle of the chart for those of you that have it, 387 kilometers deep means we are going to probably have between a 0.76 or 0.77 increase in magnitude. Okay, now this earthquake was a 4.9 or 4.6. Okay, adding on 0.70 onto this earthquake means we're going to have probably a 5.3 to a 5.4 magnitude earthquake from this earthquake. So we're going to have a larger 5.3, 5.4 magnitude earthquake in this same region, probably Vanuatu, the Solomon Islands, New Caledonia, or maybe even over here in Papua New Guinea. We could also have it between here in south of Fiji and Tonga. This seismic energy could go north as well. It could go west, it could go east. If it goes east over here towards Easter Island, where you see my cursor is Easter Island, it could go over here as well. Or it could go all the way here to Chile, South America here to Chile. That's typically where it would go to. It could go east, excuse me, it could go west, it could go east, and it could go north. And there have been times where the energy has also traveled south over here to the Kermadec Islands. But it's going to result in a 5.3, 5.4 magnitude earthquake. Okay. Now over here in Chile, they are reporting a 4.8 magnitude earthquake at the Chilean-Argentine border today. 4.8 magnitude earthquake, some 15, 18 miles southwest of Calingasta, Argentina, right next to the Chilean border. Okay. Also, we've had numerous earthquakes, as you can see, Here in Papua New Guinea, we had a 4.4 moderate quake. Over here also in Papua New Guinea, near Papua, Indonesia, we had another 4.3 there. Over here in central Indonesia, near Tobelo, Indonesia, we had another 4.9, 5.0 magnitude quake. Also, look at this, a 4.4 moderate quake near Bitung, Indonesia. This is in the same area as this one, 4.9, 5.0 near Tobelo. They're fairly close together. Look how close together they are. 4.9, 5.0 large earthquake there. And this one is a 4.4. Okay, the distance between this moderate quake here in Papua New Guinea, 4.4. And this here also in the western area of Papua New Guinea, a 4.3 there. Okay, this area is approximately, I want to say, 500 miles from these two earthquakes here. This one here, they might be 40 or 50 miles from each other. This one a large quake, this one a moderate quake. Okay, over here in the Indian Ocean, in the Chagos Archipelago region, which is the mid-Indian Ocean ridge. Okay, usually they refer to it as the mid-Indian Ocean ridge here. It goes between the Antarctic ridge and Africa. Okay, it heads up here to Africa, northeastern Africa. And then it goes over here just west of India here. Okay, but this one is in the middle of the Indian Ocean here. Now this earthquake in red that I just turned blue, that you see here, you guys even, let me see if you guys are even in on this. I don't know if you guys are even in on this. Let me join you here. Now you see it. I'm sorry. You may not have even seen the USGS map here. Okay, we talked about the Tonga earthquake here, the large earthquake here, 5.1. Then we also talked about over here in Penge, Tonga, a 4.8. Fiji Islands, 4.9, 5.0 large quake. Over here south of there, South Fiji, was that 4.6 magnitude quake that had a real depth to it. It's going to result in a 5.3, 5.4 large earthquake within the next few days. We talked about these two earthquakes being approximately 500 miles apart. These two earthquakes over here in central Indonesia, Tobelo and also Bitung, Indonesia. These might be 40 or 50 miles apart. Again, this one over here on the right was a 4.9, 5.0 large quake. This other one was a moderate quake. Over here in the Indian Ocean, we had a 4.6 moderate quake early this morning. Then over here, I'm bringing this up right now, in Tajikistan, this just happened. A 4.4 moderate earthquake just hit there, Tajikistan. Over here in Greece, Gialos, Greece, hit this morning, early this morning, about 2:22 this morning in the Mountain West here in the Mountain Time Zone in the United States. This earthquake hit near Crete, near the island of Crete, okay? Just off the coast of Crete here, Gialos, Greece, okay? Again, it's the middle of the night there. We don't have any information on this large 5.0 earthquake that hit off the northeast coast, southeast coast of Crete today. Okay, that was the other large earthquake that we wanted to talk to you about. Okay, so we talked to you about the Indian Ocean. We just talked to you about Tajikistan and also this quake over by Crete. Now that's what the USGS wants us to tell you about. Okay, also down here in Guatemala today, off the coast of Guatemala, we had a moderate 4.2 magnitude earthquake southwest of Ocos, Guatemala, about 25 miles southwest of Ocos, Guatemala. This is over here near Guatemala and Nicaragua. Okay, I'm going to try to zoom this in, and I'm going to tell you why I want to show you where this earthquake is. This was just off the coast of Guatemala. Folks, I believe, and again, you're not seeing this except from the USGS eyes, because they're not telling us exactly what's going on. But this is off the coast. Okay, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something that might not surprise you. Probably won't. I'm bringing up the EMSC application. Here's the 4.5 magnitude earthquake. I'm sorry, hold on a second. It disappeared before I had a chance to okay. Here's that 4.5 magnitude earthquake, and just disappeared again. 4.5 magnitude earthquake just off the coast of Guatemala today. But it doesn't tell, the USGS doesn't tell the entire story. Just southwest of there, we had a 3.7. And just north of there, we had another 3.7. What have I told you about like earthquakes within a very short distance of each other? We need to watch what's going on there. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're expecting, okay, again, what did we have down there near Ocos, Guatemala? We had a 4.5. We are expecting a 5.0 earthquake somewhere here between Guatemala and Nicaragua within a very short time, within the matter of days. There's going to be another 5.0 magnitude earthquake here, maybe larger, maybe larger. These earthquakes here are swarms of earthquakes down near the border with Guatemala and southern Mexico. That's what happens. That's what happens. I'm going to show you one of them that's out to sea. This was a 3.9 just off the coast of southern Mexico. It's close to Guatemala, but not quite. But all of these earthquakes are up here in southern Mexico. I also believe that southern Mexico is going to have another large earthquake. They just got through having one here. That's one of the reasons that I believe down here near this area between Guatemala and Nicaragua, we're going to have a large earthquake there within the matter of days. All right. We have quite a number. There's a large swarm of earthquakes down here in southern Mexico. And when we see that, if you guys remember right, we've always said that there's going to be another larger earthquake there, and it will be. Okay? And that's not the only place where we're seeing swarms of earthquakes. Okay? Puerto Vallarta is here. You see these earthquakes just south of there and out to sea from Puerto Vallarta? We're starting to get large swarm of earthquakes there. Over southwest of Puerto Vallarta, 3.5 and a 3.4. 3.5 is here, that's a 3.4 there. Right here near Puerto Vallarta, this is 49 miles off the coast of Puerto Vallarta. I'm trying to bring this up. This was a 3.7 magnitude earthquake just off the coast. Okay, so we showed you that. Further off the coast, here's a 3.9. Now these earthquakes off the coast of Puerto Vallarta probably were not felt over on the coast of Puerto Vallarta. Probably not at all. These earthquakes on shore may have been felt. May have been felt. 3.5, 3.4 may have been felt in Puerto Vallarta. Okay. We talked about Guatemala. And we talked about Nicaragua there. We showed you those earthquakes just around Nicaragua and Guatemala just a minute ago. Over in Costa Rica, we've had a couple earthquakes. One was a 3.0 and the other one was a 3.2. 3.0 just north, and then a 3.2 right there. That's in Costa Rica. Okay. South of there, what is happening? This is in Colombia. We keep seeing earthquakes now in Colombia. Let's go and take a look at it. Near the coast, Cordoba, Colombia, we have a 2.1. South of there, we have another 2.1. Not close, but similar earthquakes within a short distance of each other right here. Let's take a look at these three here. We have a 3.2, Santander, Colombia, 3.2 there. Just a hair north on the earthquake fault up there. Boyaca, Colombia, we have a 2.5. And this one south of there, just northwest of that same place, is a 2.3. 2.5 and 2.3 in that same area, folks. 2.5, 2.3, same area. And then we have a 2.5 there. Two 2.5s, a 3.2 there, a 3.5 and a 3.2 here. Right? That's in Colombia. Going further south, in Peru, we have a 4.0. Shows it to be slightly offshore from Peru. Let me show you the other map here. Right here. The 4.0 just off the coast of Peru. Okay. Now, we always see earthquakes over in Chile, right? We saw one earthquake that the U.S. agency was telling us about. That's what really happened today. Over in central Chile, we have a 3.3 and we have a 4.8. 3.3 and a 4.8. Okay. North of there, northern Chile, we have a 3.1 in actually it's not northern Chile. It's in northern Argentina, next to the Chilean border. Jujuy, Argentina, a 3.1. And then there's another earthquake here. Number 3.1, right there. One just barely south of that location. We have a 3.3 there. Okay. a 3.1 and a 3.3 right together there. The border of Argentina and Chile. Salta, Argentina, Jujuy, Argentina. Okay, let's go north. Oaque, Argentina, next to the border of Chile. Another 3.0 right here. And it's just north of that earthquake fault. It goes right off the remnants of the San Andreas down here. San Andreas goes all the way down, folks, through Mexico and down to South America. Okay, so we have a 3.0 and a 3.6 just north of there. Further north, let's go up to Tarapaca, Chile. This one happened at 12:52 today, Mountain Time. Tarapaca, Chile. Tarapaca, Chile, that's a 3.0. And just north of there in Perincota, Chile, we have a 3.6. Perincota, Chile, 3.6. Again, our own agency won't tell us about those. They won't even tell us about it. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day. Now, we talked about those earthquakes up in Tonga, right here. Up in Tonga, we told you about Fiji. Now let's go down to New Zealand. We've had a number of earthquakes down there. A pretty good swarm. Pretty good swarm. Up here in the Kermadec Islands. Kermadec Islands, we had a 4.26. Doesn't the USGS talk about 4.26 earthquakes? Sure they do. They just don't want to show them. Well, we don't have room on our map. Bull crap. Just west, southwest of there, we have a 3.89. 3.89. South of there, we have a 2.63. Now the rest of these are going to be twos down here. Okay, 2.28, 2.72, 2.40, 2.39. All these are going to be twos here. Okay. Most of these are down in and around the North Island of North Island, New Zealand. We have a few earthquakes down here in the northern part of the South Island. Let's take a quick look at that. These are also twos, 2.23, 2.6, 2.49, and a 2.39. All of them are small range twos, minor quakes. Today we don't have any earthquakes down here in the Southland National Forest of New Zealand. None down there. It's become a quiet zone. I have a feeling that's going to pick up too. Okay, remember us telling you just a few minutes ago about Papua New Guinea? Right in here, central Indonesia, Papua New Guinea and stuff. Look what's happened down here in Australia. Again, we didn't get notified of any earthquakes in Australia at all by USGS. Not at all. Down here in southeastern Australia, we have a 3.3. 3.3 here. And yet they're not telling us about it. Southwestern Australia, we have a 2.5. 3.3, 2.5. They don't talk to us about that. Let's go up here to the Banda Sea, just north of Australia here. Just north of Australia. We have a 4.0. 4.0 there. So we have fours just north of Australia. We have 2.5 and a 3. What was it? A 3.3 over here in southwestern Australia. Okay, I think our agency has some explaining to do. They're not telling us what's going on. Now, so far, So far, folks, these small earthquakes here in Australia have not amounted to any large earthquakes. But I want to show you these because these are precursors of something that's larger that's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be a 5 or 6 magnitude quake here, but I'm saying that we are starting to see the magnitudes increase. The magnitudes are even increasing here in Australia. Okay. Let's go down here. Like I said, central Indonesia. Here's a 4.0 moderate quake, 4.0 central Indonesia. Just northwest of there, we have a 4.4. Remember that down here, just north of Australia, 4.0? Here's some more 4s. As we leave central Indonesia and go up into the Philippines, we see some 4s up there. Going just off the coast, the southeast coast of the Philippines, we have a 3.1 there. And there's another earthquake right there as well. That's a 3.0. So as we go north, we have the magnitudes decrease. What do we have just off the coast, the southeast coast of Mindanao, Philippines? Governor Generoso, excuse me, we have a 3.2. 3.2, and further south, just south of Davao City in Melita, Philippines, we have a 3.1. So we're going from 4s to 3s up here. Okay. Unfortunately for the Filipino people, that's all, because they've had some large earthquakes up here off the coast of Luzon Island. Luzon, Philippines. Okay, remember me telling you about those earthquakes in Japan? Ryukyu Islands, Chichishima, Japan, right here. Chichishima had a 4.7 there. Ryukyu Islands. We had that large earthquake over near Yukibaraki, Japan. Yukibaraki, Japan. Okay, 5.1. Large earthquake. Just off the coast that was not reported was a 3.3. 3.3. And southwest of there, in Takayama, Gifu, Prefecture, we have a 2.80. Okay, large 5.1 is here. We've got a mid-range 2 and a 3 over here. Let's go north. Honshu, Japan. Miyagi-ken Oki, which is not a stranger to earthquakes. Miyagi-ken Oki, we have a 3.8. 3.8 there. Honshu. Okay. Now this is getting to be a quiet zone. And I'm going to tell you why we're not having any earthquakes. Remember me telling you about Klyuchevskoy volcano down here? And then just up north, Shiveluch. Both of those erupted today. Both of those erupted. Going to take you over to the Volcano Discovery channel, Volcano Discovery application. Come on, computer. Well, that's coming up. I want to say hello to everybody in our chat. BJ, Bill is here. U Report is here. Yay. Scooter Pie is here. TLO is here. Beep Beep is here. Pamela's here. Meanwhile, Pamela, when we get through this program here on the Freedom Revolution Network, we're going to go over to the Emergency Management Associates channel and do a brief stint there. Pamela, if you will join us there, we will make you a moderator in the Emergency Management Associates channel as well. We appreciate that. And any of you here that want to join us over on the Emergency Management Associates channel, you're welcome to join us there. Okay. Bill says he replaced alcohol with coffee. That's probably a good idea, Bill. Not a bad idea. BJ's here. Thank you. Let's see who else is here. TLO is here, of course. Susie Fujinaka, thank you for being here too. She was moving stuff off her bed. What a deal. What a deal. Sheila Owens is here. Thank you. Sheila didn't see the USGS map. I'm sorry. And Scooter Pie says EMSC is not working. I've got it up on my map, and that's great. That's probably a good thing. And I can see that our picture here on the Freedom Revolution Network is not coming through. Our video is not coming through. All I'm getting is a circle going on. Does anybody else see me over on the Freedom Revolution Network YouTube channel? BJ, I'm also looking forward to Bible study tomorrow morning too. We may even have a special guest that I won't tell you who he is right now, but I've asked somebody else to join us and give us a special message. I'm hoping he'll be able to be there and do that for us. But I've asked a special person in my life to give us an Easter message. I'm hoping he'll do that. That'd be great. Terry says, yes, she's on the YouTube channel watching me. That's great. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing my own my own video. The wheel's going round and round and round. Anyway, at least I've got the chat here. I'm glad about that. Okay, I've got open the volcano discovery, and I'm going to show you that as well. Volcanic Ash Advisory Center, Volcano Discovery. Klyuchevskoye is erupting, okay? Volcanic emissions continuing, Klyuchevskoye. Krakatoa is still erupting. It had a 10,000-foot eruption today. Yesterday, it had between a 47 and 50,000-foot eruption up to the stratosphere. And that eruption is going to be carried, all that ash and gas will be carried around the Earth 2 or 3 times because it was up in the stratosphere. Popocatépetl, ongoing volcanic ash emissions. Sabancaya down in South Peru near the Chilean-Peruvian border. Sabancaya has been erupting today. Continuous emissions of gases and volcanic ash. Dukono, Indonesia is erupting. Now that's down in Java. Semeru, Indonesia is in Java. So we have Krakatoa, Dukono, and Semeru. Krakatoa is up in Sumatra area. We have Krakatoa, Dukono, Semeru there that's erupting. That's not the only ones over there that's erupting. But I want to show you this. Again, Krakatoa has had another 10,000-foot eruption since this morning. Aso-san, Aso volcano up in the same area as Sakurajima. Aso-san had an 18,000-foot eruption. Excuse me, I'm sorry, not an 18,000, had a 5,000-foot eruption. Aso volcano over in Japan. Popocatépetl still satellite imagery says Popocatépetl in Mexico, southeast of Mexico City. It's erupting. We have multiple eruptions from Sabancaya, strong volcanic ash puff. Okay. Ducono, Fuego, Guatemala. We have Fuego and Santiaguito volcano in Guatemala that are both erupting. So we have three volcanoes, or two volcanoes over there in Guatemala. Krakatoa still 10,000 foot eruption. Sakurajima exploded today. It had a 9,000 foot eruption. That's over near Aso-san, Japan. Okay, Reventador in Ecuador is erupting. Volcanic ash clouds have dissipated, but it has been erupting. Shivalush, the images are not available, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Shivalush volcano in Kamchatka Peninsula is erupting and has been. Yesterday, it had a 19,000 foot eruption at Shivalush. Again, Sakurajima, 6,000 foot eruption there. The volcanic ash emissions from Shivalush and Kamchatka is no longer visible on satellite. Novato State Chilean in Chile, central Chile, no further volcanic ash emissions. It has been erupting. Okay, that was at 12:23 today. Aso-san, 6,000 foot eruption again. Ducono, 7,000 foot eruption. Now, I'm going to just hesitate here. Ducono continues to have 7,000 foot eruptions. That's normal for Ducono volcano in Indonesia. Krakatoa earlier this morning, 9:55 a.m. this morning. Krakatoa, another 10,000 foot eruption earlier this morning. Shivalush at 8:07, apparently that volcano was obstructed with clouds or something, says not available. Earlier, residual volcanic ash emissions, that happened at 7:54. So just 13 minutes later, they couldn't see anything over there via satellite. At 7:50, 4 minutes earlier than when it said residual volcanic ash emissions, it says it was erupting. Shivalush, Kamchatka, Russia. Sakurajima early this morning, 7:14 a.m. this morning. Popocatépetl, ongoing volcanic ash emissions early this morning. Novato State Chilean again. Klyochevskoye, here it is early this morning, 6 o'clock this morning. Emissions, volcanic ash emissions continuing. Sangay volcano again in Ecuador. Sangay and Reventador both have been erupting. It says Sangay, the event has ended early this morning at 4:39 in the morning. It has been erupting quite continuously, but it finally ended. Now I believe it's going to continue again. It'll pick up again. It always has. Sangay and Reventador volcanoes in Ecuador have been erupting for years. Okay, they calm down and go up again. Krakatoa, early this morning, 1:14 this morning, had a 27,000 foot eruption. Krakatoa volcano up in northwestern Indonesia. So it's been going crazy. Kucing Arabajima, over near Aso and Sakurajima. It's Kucing Arabajima volcano, 4,000 foot eruption today. 4,000 foot eruption. So we have three volcanoes in Japan. 3 volcanoes in Japan. We've got 3 more in Indonesia that are erupting. We've got 2 more volcanoes up in Russia, Kamchatka Peninsula. That gives us 8 volcanoes over in the west. Over in the east, folks. Over in the east. So we have 8 in the west. Let's go over to the east. We've got Popocatépetl. We've got Fuego and San Dieguito. Fuego or Popocatépetl is in southeast of Mexico City. We got Fuego and San Dieguito volcanoes over in Guatemala. That's 3. We also have Sangay and Reventador volcanoes in Ecuador. That's 5. Then we have Sabancaya in southern Peru. That's 6. We got Nevados de Chilean in central Chile, near the Argentine border. That's 7. So we have 7 volcanoes in the east, 8 in the west. Slight difference there. It should be equal. Usually we have equality on both sides of the Pacific. Not quite today. Not quite. And if I'm not mistaken, that Stromboli and Etna are still probably erupting. They don't talk about it, but I believe they're still erupting over in Sicily. Over in Sicily, excuse me. No, I don't have COVID-19. I just got allergies going on. Our trees are flowering over here, leafing out, allergies going on here. So that's what's going on. Okay, that's what's going on. I wanted to also point out some other things. Let's go over here. I showed you the volcanoes. I showed you some earthquakes. Okay, I want to go back here to the United States. Okay, I know I spent a long time now. We've been an hour and 15 minutes on earthquakes. We've got some more time here. Before it's all over, I want to talk about the coronavirus as well. But we have some time here. I want to talk about these earthquakes up in Alaska and over in the mainland United States. Okay, over here in the USGS map that I showed to you just a short while ago. Excuse me. It showed that the mainland United States was quite busy. And you only had like 5 earthquakes in Russia. Excuse me, not Russia, in Alaska. Okay. Showed us like 5 earthquakes in Alaska. Well, I'm sorry to say that you just start telling the truth. They're just not. Look at the Alaskan earthquakes, folks. It's all over the place. And guess what? Right up here in the Arctic Circle, we have even more earthquakes now. We have a couple more earthquakes. Looks like 2 or 3 earthquakes up there. Okay, let's go down here and show you what is going on. Okay, yesterday we showed you activity over here in the Aleutian Islands. Today we don't have any. There's no earthquakes down there near Atka or the Fox Islands down there at all. Let's go up here to Alaska, mainland Alaska. Okay. Mount Redoubt, Alaska. Volcano, 2.60 magnitude quake there. 2.6 at Mount Redoubt. Okay. South of there, Anchor Point, we have a 1.7. And north of Mount Redoubt, we have another 6 or 2.6 just north of Mount Redoubt. Okay, so we have a 2.6 north of there, and we have a 2.6 at Mount Redoubt. Interesting, huh? The magma infill continues. Further going up the peninsula, up into Nikiski, Alaska, we have a 2.4. So we've gone from 2.6s to 2.4s just south of Anchorage, just southwest of Anchorage. Now we get up to Anchorage, we don't see any earthquakes here at Anchorage at all. We go down here east, we see one earthquake down here. And actually that's west, I'm sorry. That was Nikiski. Okay, going east, Lazy Mountain, Alaska, we have a 1.6. Lazy Mountain, Alaska. Then we go up here to Denali. We see a small swarm that has developed just southeast and southwest of Denali here. Okay. And just north, well, actually southeast of Mount McKinley, we have a 1.2 there. Northeast in Denali, we have a 1.6 there. Doggone it. 1.6 there. Then I'm going to consolidate these a little bit and show you that there's a little bit of a swarm up here in central Alaska, just central Alaska here. 1.8, 1.8, 0.8, 0.8. Not anything big, just small earthquakes. Going north from there, another 1.6, Yukon Territory. Fort Yukon, Alaska, 1.6. Northwest of there, Wiseman, Alaska, we have a 1.0. Okay, now that is up on the southwestern part of the Arctic Circle there. What is this one right here? I'll tell you. Here's another 1.2. So the Arctic Circles had 2 earthquakes here. Look at what happened, what I call the thumb of Alaska. We don't get too many earthquakes. This is probably the 3rd earthquake that I've seen over here at Numa. Excuse me. I'm embarrassed. This is Nome, Alaska. I have no clue where Numa came from. This is Nome, Alaska. This was a 2.7. When I saw this come in earlier today, I'm going, holy cats, Nome, Alaska. I call this the thumb of Alaska because you can see the thumb sticking out. And over here is Russia. Nome, Alaska right here. Nome, Alaska. Nome, Alaska had a 2.7 today. 2.7. Okay, those are all the earthquakes up in northern Alaska. The Arctic Circle and over in Nome. That was it. Okay, now what is going on with this swarm of earthquakes over in southeastern Alaska? Look at this. Remember how the Aleutian Island chain comes up here into the Gulf of Alaska, and over here on the northeastern part of Alaska, we have a huge swarm of earthquakes, and it's huge. There's like 30, I want to say 40 earthquakes, 2 10 pluses, a nine earthquakes, and then all these other earthquakes, probably closer to 50 earthquakes just right here in southeastern Alaska. Okay, what are these? 1.4s, 1.9, 2.5. This is in Homer, Alaska. Okay. Then we come down here as we go and turn towards Canada. Okay. We have 1.3, 1.1, 1.5. Okay. Up here near Destruction Bay, Yukon Territory, Canada, Destruction Bay. This is a 1.3. I've never seen an earthquake in Destruction Bay before. Destruction Bay, Canada, Yukon Territory. North of there, in Chiftina, Alaska, 1.2 there. Okay, I wanted to show you this as we make a turn. We make a turn around to the Cascadia subduction zone. Okay. Now we have no earthquakes down here in British Columbia, either at Queen Charlotte's Island or until we get down here just to the south of Vancouver Island. Okay, we have no earthquakes. And this one earthquake here, right at the center of the Puget Sound. Okay, this is a 2.45 earthquake at Neah Bay, N-E-A-H, N-E-A-H, Washington, right at the mouth of the Puget Sound right there, a 2.45. This is the second earthquake in that area. Then over towards Mount Rainier, the foothills just southeast of Mount Rainier, we have a 1.09. The southeast foothills of Mount Rainier. Yesterday we had earthquakes hitting, oh, nothing inches. We had earthquakes hitting Mount Rainier. This is southeast foothills at the base of Mount Rainier. Okay, and it was just a 1.09. Still an earthquake. Still an earthquake. Interesting. I can talk about that one later. I just got a note from one of the news stations here in Salt Lake City. Okay, the next earthquake, we leave Washington. The only earthquake, two earthquakes, one up at Neah Bay, Washington, over at the mouth of the Puget Sound, and then one over just southeast of Mount Rainier. Next, we go over to Oregon. This is Lakeview, Oregon, a 1.6. 1.6. Okay, today. And they've taken it down. Darn them. Okay, USGS has not taken this down. I'm going to show you this earthquake on the USGS site. EMSC has taken it down. There was earthquake in Triple Junction. Okay, the Triple Junction, folks, is the junction of the Gorda Escarpment here. This is the Gorda Escarpment. You see where this earthquake is? It's a 3.0 magnitude earthquake, a small earthquake. Not a minor, but a small earthquake here on the Gorda Escarpment. This earthquake is about 30 miles off the coast of Petrolia, California. Where you see my cursor, we have Petrolia, California. It's right at the triple junction of the Cascadia subduction zone, this area right here, running north and south, that's Cascadia subduction zone. This is the Gorda Escarpment, and this is the San Andreas Fault. That's why they call it the triple junction. Okay? That's why they call it the triple junction. You also see earthquakes up here in Cascade, or not Cascade, in Challis, Idaho, which is the westernmost part of the Yellowstone magma chamber. The largest of the earthquakes was a 4.3 east-southeast of Cascade, Idaho, a moderate 4.3. Now this is quite something because remember this was a 6.7 magnitude earthquake. Now we had another moderate 4.3 today. The rest of these earthquakes, here's a 2.5. This earthquake was a 3.0, 2.8 there. Let's go south. Here's a 2.6. Let's go north up here, northernmost point. Here's a 3.6 there and a 2.5 there. This is the westernmost part of the Yellowstone magma chamber. Okay, up here in the northern part of the Yellowstone magma chamber in Polson, Montana, we had a 3.3. A 3.3. Now, I'm also going to take you down here to Rawlins, Wyoming. Rawlins, Wyoming, just north of Colorado. Rawlins, Wyoming had a 2.7 magnitude earthquake today. A 2.7 magnitude earthquake. Okay. Now, I'm going to take you back to the EMSC earthquake feed. I'm not sure why the EMSC got rid of the 3.0 right off the coast of Petrolia, California. I don't know why they did. I have no clue. It was there an hour ago. It was there an hour ago. And it happened early this morning. It has not been 24 hours. Usually the USGS will take the earthquakes down, but not the EMSC. This time, EMSC took the earthquake down. Don't know why. Okay. Over here in the geysers. Okay. I repeatedly tell people about the geysers. The geysers is just that. The geysers. This has to do with the Clear Lake volcano. The geysers area, folks, is a geothermal plant, a man-made geothermal plant up in Sonoma County, California, that they've drilled into the surface of the earth into the crust of the earth to pull steam out of the Clear Lake volcano here to generate electricity with the turbines. The steam powers the turbines, which provide electricity for 4 electrical power companies there in Northern California. I believe one of those power companies is PG. I know for a fact it's PG&E, and I think the other one is Southern California Edison, Cal Edison. Not Southern California Edison, Cal Edison. So at least Cal Edison and PG&E, and there's 2 other electrical companies there. South of there, near Cotati, California, we have a 0.5 there. On just east of the San Andreas Fault. Just east of the San Andreas Fault. Now we can go. Okay, I told you about Lakeview, Oregon. Let's go east, almost directly east of the Cascades, okay? Carson City, Nevada is still getting hit. We have a 1.20 there. Why? Remember Carson City had a 5.1 earthquake here the other day, about a week and a half ago? And just north of there, we have another volcano. We have another volcano just north of Carson City. That's why it's getting hit, because we have a volcano there. Remember, Carson City is still having earthquakes. Just one earthquake, but it's an earthquake there. Then we jump down here till we have 100 earthquakes near where they had supposedly a 5.2 earthquake. Aftershocks, folks. 100 plus earthquakes here in this area. Okay, just south or just northeast of the volcano. Okay, Mono Lake, northeast of Mono Lake. We've had 100 plus earthquakes. Okay, 100 plus earthquakes. And I just hit that 100 plus once. And now it's separated even into more earthquakes. It's a huge swarm of earthquakes in that area. Huge swarm. There's Mono Lake right there. And then the earthquakes continue to go east from there. Okay. That's what happened today. That's what's happened. Mena, Nevada. Here is a 1.3 near Mena, Nevada. North of there. Even further north, Hawthorne, Nevada, at 0.5. Okay, I got an itch. This cannula is driving me crazy. Sorry about that. Then right up here, we have Lake Tahoe, as you can see. Nothing at Lake Tahoe. Interesting, huh? All right. So that is what's happened there. Mammoth Lake, south of there, we've had a 1.1 and a 2.14. Mammoth Lakes. Mammoth Mountain, also a volcano, 2.14. Mammoth Mountain. Then let's go southwest again, over to just northeast of oh gosh, it itches. Northeast of Monterey Bay, Gilroy, California had a 1.49. Gilroy, California. And south of there, on the San Andreas Fault, Gilroy, Monterey Bay's right here, Gilroy's there, south of there on the San Andreas. Pinnacles, we have a 1.37, 1.50, and a 2.06. 3 earthquakes at the Pinnacles. Now this is one, a volcanic area, and 2, there's oil and gas drilling there all over the area. So we have reason to believe that not just the volcano, but oil and gas drilling, fracking, caused those earthquakes. Then we jump down to San Ardo, California, a 1.74 today. San Ardo. Now, they have taken one earthquake off the map, and I'm very, shall I say, PO'd about it. We had another 2.5 right over here, Parkfield, Nevada. Excuse me, Parkfield, Nevada. Parkfield, California, the earthquake capital of California. Dutch called it the earthquake capital of the United States, and it might very well be. The earthquake capital of California, Parkfield, Nevada, Parkfield, California, the 2.5 today. Now, again, one of these days when it's a quiet earthquake day, we'll take you to Parkfield, we'll take you to the web page for Parkfield, and we will show you why it's the earthquake capital. Because earthquakes have literally changed that entire town. They've had to repave roads and curve the roads around to follow the earthquake fault because it's changed that area so many times. Earthquakes have literally stretched that ground so many times. I could show you video after video of news stations that have reported from Parkfield, Nevada, where even a building was separated and they've had to alter a hallway through the building to connect 2 buildings now, because the fault has moved the building apart and now it's 2 separate buildings, and they've had to build a hallway to get to the other building now because of the San Andreas Fault. Okay, and that's in Parkfield. Okay, so we go further down south over to Isla Vista, California. Now it's just off the coast from Ventura. This is a 1.89 magnitude earthquake. It's just off the coast. What happened here, folks? Those of you that watched Dutch this morning know what happened here. Okay, we have oil and gas drilling just off the coast of Ventura here. We have five oil drilling rigs off the coast of Ventura. Just north of there is where this earthquake hit, a 1.89 just off the coast. 1.89 just off the coast. But look, I'm going to take you to another oil and gas drilling operation right here. And it's not far. It's not far from where this earthquake hit. 1.89 off the coast of Isla Vista, California. ISLA, Isla Vista, California, a 1.89. Okay, so there's oil and gas drilling off the coast all over the coast of California. I could show you oil and gas pumping operations all over the coast, off the coast. And we have showed you oil and gas pumping operations up and down the coast. It's peppered. It's peppered. Come on, go into focus here. It's not wanting to focus here, so I can bring it into you. There's one right there. The jack and the pump. Okay, that's one. Oh, come on. I wish they would focus. Not always. I'll get it to focus here in just a second. But they're literally all over. They're all over the place. Anywhere where you see any place in California that shows up on satellite pictures that seems to be sand dunes, it's not. It's oil and gas drilling operations. Here's one there. There's one there. But literally, they're everywhere, folks. They're in the middle of fields. They really are. They're all over the place. And some pads have been abandoned. And they've left trash. They've left empty pipes in the middle of the pad. But not all the time. Some of these pads now have buildings trying to conceal the jack and the pump. Why that happens, I have no clue. Because they're not hiding anything. We know for a fact that there's oil and gas pumps within those small buildings, but they're hiding them. They're just hiding them. Some are right near residential areas. I'm trying to find one near a residential area here. Here's one near a business complex. Near a business complex in a major road over there in LA. Let me try to find another one here. Yeah, I will show you some more another time. But right now I'm getting low on time here. I've got another 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Santa Clarita, California, just north of LA, 1.89. It's just west of the San Andreas Fault. On the other side, Lebec, California, we have a 1.74. Lebec, California. Over here, Cozo Junction here, we have a 1.58. Even though north of there, we have 100 and some earthquakes, the Mojave Desert is still popping out earthquakes. Cozo Junction today still got hit. Ridge Crest got hit today. Cerros Valley got hit. Trona, California, 1.25 from Trona. Where's the earthquake in Ridgecrest? And don't tell me they took it down. Even Ridgecrest got hit. Anyway, they're not showing it. Cerros Valley, Little Lake, California, Cozo Junction, Trona. They took the earthquake in Ridgecrest down. Don't know why. Well, yes, I do. I'm going to shut up. Anza Gap is still going. Anza Borrego National Desert Park. Anza Borrego Desert Park still got hit today. Okay. They say 50 plus earthquakes. I'll take it up to 80. 80 earthquakes. Some up in the hillsides, up above sea level here. Here's a minus 0.14 above sea level. Okay, but it's still getting hit. Okay, I just hit that 20 plus. It just separated again. Hit it again and see where it takes us. Now we've got 2 9s and 2 10 pluses. That tells me there's 40 right there. At least 40 right there, probably more than that. Okay. 3 9s and a 10 plus. Okay. There's like 60, maybe 70 earthquakes in the Anza Borrego Desert Park up there. Anza Borrego got hit again. And that's northeast of San Diego County. Let's go into San Diego County. Lake Henshaw, my fishing spot, 1.06. 1.06. Julian, California, the apple capital of San Diego, just east of San Diego, in the mountains of San Diego, Chocolate Mountains. We had a 1.07 today in Julian. Okay, south of there, Ocotillo, California, 1.08. Going east over into the Imperial Valley, again, Ocotillo, California, is 0.6. I'm sorry, 0.6 just west of the Salton Sea there. Salton Sea's right there. Okay. Nyland, California today, a 1.29 magnitude earthquake. Nyland, California, right here. Okay. There's nothing else over here in the Imperial Valley today. Brawley, Holtville, El Centro, nothing. Nyland, California, on the southeast side of the Salton Sea got hit today. That's not all, folks. There's more. Okay. We showed you the earthquakes up around Challis, Idaho today. We showed you the earthquake that was reported over near Polson, Montana, up near the US-Canadian border, Polson. Okay. Going east. And I don't know why they took down one other earthquake over around Jackson Hole. There was another earthquake around Jackson Hole today. But here in Sinclair, Rawlins, Wyoming, we had a 2.7 near Rawlins, Wyoming. This has it as Sinclair, Wyoming. Okay, let's go over to Oklahoma. A 2.5 in Harrington, Kansas, just north of Oklahoma. Harrington, Kansas has had another earthquake. Last week they had one there too. Blackwell, Oklahoma, across the border from Kansas at 1.93. And south of there in Perry, Oklahoma, that's had subsequent earthquakes all week long. Perry, Oklahoma has a 2.56 today. And this is also, all of these earthquakes are in oil and gas pumping operations. Oil and gas pumping operations. Now, we don't have any more earthquakes showing either in Texas, and yes, we had an earthquake in Texas, but there's been nothing along the eastern seaboard of the United States. Not a thing, which is a little bit unusual because we've been having them in Pennsylvania, Virginia, but nothing there. Down in Puerto Rico, southwest of Puerto Rico, now we have earthquakes over in central Puerto Rico, a 2.96 central Puerto Rico, and we're still getting earthquakes over in southwestern Puerto Rico. For some reason, it went down to about 15 earthquakes, down here in southwestern Puerto Rico. I'm hoping that we will be talking tomorrow morning sometime to Dominic Rivera, who's the captain with the Puerto Rican Police Agency. See if he can talk to us tomorrow. Over in the Dominican Republic, on the eastern side of the Dominican Republic, we have a 3.0 there. Then off the coast, the southeast coast, we have a 3.0. And we have a 3.0, a 3.31, and a 3.0, a 3.83. So we have a 3.0, 3.83, and a 3.1 over off the southeast coast of the Dominican Republic. So we still have earthquakes over there to talk about there. Also, two other earthquakes that weren't here a few minutes ago up off the north coast of Venezuela. We have a 3.20, and we also have a 3.40 earthquake off the north coast of Venezuela. Okay, so now we've given you a tour of the world. We've done some specific work over here in California, where you see 200 plus earthquakes in California. Most of those earthquakes are now centered over in Central California near Benton, California, east of Fresno, near Mono Lake, northeast of Mono Lake. Okay, we showed you all of those earthquakes. Briefly, we still have 5 minutes left of this program. I want to talk about the COVID virus, COVID-19, if we can, for a few minutes. Oh, come on. It's Sunday in Jerusalem, Homemade Guy says. It's Sunday in Jerusalem. Sunrise there will be at 6:14 a.m. in Jerusalem. 10:14 Central Time tonight. 10:14 p.m. Central Time tonight, which is another 2 hours from now. So the sun will be rising in Jerusalem. And we want to talk about it. We want to talk about it. But right before we talk about the COVID virus, I want to show you this, what they call an avalanche going down the Mount Rainier yesterday. Actually, 2 days ago, I'm sorry. 2 days ago. Okay. And I hope you guys are seeing this. See the pink here? This snow here that you see in the pink was an avalanche, that they say it was an avalanche. It was not an avalanche, folks. I cannot bring up the actual video the pictures were taken 25 seconds apart, and it took a total of 3 minutes for the snow to make its run down the mountain, 25 seconds apart. However, when this snow had gone down the mountain from here, where you see my cursor, from here down the mountain to here, it left this whole area bare of snow. Now we know for a fact that Mount Rainier has been steaming. There have been multiple steam eruptions almost every day here at Mount Rainier. And they don't report these to anybody. Well, that's just blowing snow up there at the top of the ridge. No, it's not. There's magma inside this volcano. We can prove it. The seismos prove it, folks. What happened here was called a lahar, not an avalanche. If you guys can pull this video, it's on Como News, KOMO News.com. You can pull it. And what you're going to see is this whole area where you see my cursor become bare ground. The magma inside this volcano melted this snow here and sent it down the mountain. It had nothing to do with an avalanche. It left this whole area bare. It's called a lahar. Don't let anybody lie to you. Whether it be the Park Service at Mount Rainier National Park, or it be USGS, because they're going to continue to lie to you. And we proved it several times already earlier in the program. Okay, so now you've seen that. We also want to talk to you a little bit about other things tonight, and I'm going to take a couple minutes. I'm right at the edge of everything that's going on here, okay? I'm literally right at the edge time-wise. I think I have a few more minutes. I don't think we have a whole lot that's going to happen after this program on our network. So I'm going to try to stay here for a short while and talk to you. And I'm going to ask our Freedom Revolution Network managers and owners to text me if there's a problem with that. I don't think there is. I don't think there is. So far, I don't see any messages from anybody telling me that there's a problem with that. Okay, my friends over on this other group that I belong to, no news stations reported a 4.5 above Mexico, north of Mexico. Apparently, again, USGS is not reporting all the quakes here. My friend, my emergency manager friend that all of you know, Larry, says he cannot do an accurate report because there's hundreds of quakes all over Southern California that are also not being reported. No one is reporting feeling them. Fake quakes? No, I don't think they're fake quakes. Okay. They hide them. He's saying, oh my gosh, now they're picking up random quakes that happened hours ago. Egypt has had 4.4 quakes several times today. I've seen others duplicated too. They are hiding or changing something big. So Egypt has also had some pretty good sized quakes. Now 4.4 moderate quakes. There's pretty good sized quakes that are felt, easily felt. Scooter Pie says, computer not working on show either. That bothers me, because you guys are showing I'm still on the air here. Terry says, supposedly they've been doing flyovers up and down the coast over the last couple of months. The chat is still going, so I'm assuming we're still on the air. Can anybody see my picture here? Can anybody see my picture here on the Freedom Revolution Network channel? Okay, your report says yes, we see you good. Okay, I'm glad we're still on the air. That says we're still on the air. Okay, I want to talk to you guys just for a few more minutes and then I will get off. I promise I will get off the air. Okay, I'm going to go over to this article here. I want to show you this too. Okay, this is a message from the First Lady, Melania Trump. I'm hoping it'll start here. And the wheel goes round and round.
As the CDC continues to study the spread of COVID-19, they're recommending that people wear cloth face coverings in public settings where social distancing measures can be difficult to maintain, such as grocery stores and pharmacies. Remember, this does not replace the importance of social distancing. It is another recommended guideline to keep us all safe.
Slow the spread of the coronavirus. Now, while I just said that, Melania Trump said that, okay? It's not as big and not as large a spread as they are saying, okay? It's not. However, we're in the Easter season. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday, the day where we talk about and celebrate the fact that Christ died and was resurrected. Now, they have canceled or postponed many of the Easter services in Washington, D.C. tomorrow. However, a church that is broadcasting on the internet, President Trump is going to watch the service from the White House. Okay? And that's what they're recommending. Before the pandemic shut down the country, Melania Trump was preparing for the annual Easter egg roll on Monday morning. She was also planning an April state dinner for Spain's king and queen. That too has been postponed. Her debut as a fundraiser for her husband's re-election campaign has been nixed, canceled. Her annual spring break week with her son Barron at the family's Mar-a-Lago private club in Palm Beach, Florida, has been postponed. Instead, she's been burning the candle at both ends, long-distance phone calls, checking in with her counterparts in allied countries or allies throughout the world that are also trying to struggle to control the disease, including Spain, Canada, France, and Italy, and Japan. The First Lady's been using her social media accounts to provide a steady stream of guidance and tips for coping stay-at-home orders. Okay? She's been doing what she can to help her husband out and help the coronavirus task force out. Now, I have other information about this as well. This article came to us a few days ago, and we just haven't been able to put it on the air because we've run out of time. Today is Saturday, and I'm going to spend a few more minutes on the air here, unless I get messages from the Freedom Revolution Network saying that I need to get off the air, which I have not gotten. Okay. I haven't gotten any. Pam says, take the time we need. Cool. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. And we are going to go over to the Emergency Management Associates YouTube channel in a few minutes and spend a few minutes with you guys over there as well. Rural hospitals rely on big city safety nets. Okay. Okay. Big cities rely on big city safety nets. The coronavirus means there may be no one to save them, the rural hospitals. Now, I personally believe this was ABC News. Okay, I personally believe that ABC News effectively faked this report. I am going to give you this part of this report. This allegedly happened in New York City. Okay, I believe they may have faked part of this report.
I lived across the street from the park, actually, on 110th up in Manhattan.
We who lived in Schaumburg looked at Central Park as our back.
Central Park.
We just got a call of a disorderly group, about 30 to 40 males inside Central Park, acting disorderly and harassing people.
I was working a 4 to 12 with my partner, and we started to get a lot of radio runs of a group of Black and Hispanic teenagers assaulting and harassing people.
Look up of an assault at 102 and East Drive in Central Park. It's a rolling band.
Basically, we took over that whole park. We just walked down the street and just beat people up. We walking on the road towards downtown, and somebody recognized an older man walking across the road, and he had a bag in his hand. Then a bunch of other kids went punching him, kicking him, and all that.
So I remember violence. It was real hectic. It was crazy. Just standing there and watching somebody get beat. It was unreal.
It's almost like moths being drawn to fire. A child can be a witness to something without being a participant in something.
Meanwhile, there was a high-speed tandem bicycle driven by Patty Dean and Jerry Malone. They're making their way north on the East Drive.
We're riding the tandem through Central Park. We saw this whole line of kids. I remember thinking, I wonder why they're here so late.
There was a man and a female riding the bike. I don't know who it was, but one person said, "Get them."
All of a sudden, they jumped across the road.
It was actually terrifying. They were ripping at my arms and legs and clothing. As a woman, you immediately wonder what's going to happen.
We all started chasing the bike, and basically they got away.
To be,
I would run.
And this is supposed to be in the middle of the coronavirus. Okay. And they were supposed to actually be talking. They were supposed to actually be talking about rural communities. Okay. How challenging times may lay ahead for rural hospitals amid the pandemic. In normal times, Mammoth Lakes relies on tourists. Skiers who fly into 8,000 person California mountain town, 8,000 population Mammoth Mountain in the winter, hikers and fishermen who flock there in the summer for its livelihood. Mammoth Lakes, remote location, 3 hours from Reno, 5 hours from LA. It's part of what makes the town a serene getaway. But with just one hospital, 17 beds, 4 ventilators, locals worry they're sitting ducks, if or more likely when COVID-19 spreads here. Fortunately, only 4 patients so far have tested positive at Mammoth Lakes Hospital, Mammoth Mountain Hospital, 3/4 of whom needed ventilators. 3/4 is 3 persons needed ventilators, while the hospital was able to transfer patients who needed higher level care to partner hospitals. Thomas Parker, Mammoth CEO, worries about what will happen in a few weeks when these partner hospitals inevitably fill up. That hasn't happened. This was fake news. Okay? LA has now sent ventilators back to Washington, D.C. to the national stockpile to be distributed by the government in case people need them. Okay? So it's all a smokescreen. It's a huge smokescreen. And we keep talking to you about it. A huge smokescreen, folks. And we keep telling you about it. I don't know where these people get off thinking that they can continue telling us something that's not true, telling us something that's happened that's not true. Plain out and out wrong. Plain out and out wrong. It bothers me in the worst way to know that they're lying to us. They're covering up information. And I'm tired of it. And I think you guys are too. 4 people will cause hospitals to be overrun at Mammoth Hospital? No. No, afraid not. Even the LA hospitals have not been overrun. And like I said, they've sent ventilators back to DC. All the hospitals here in Salt Lake City are operating normally. They're operating normally. Now, something else here too, and I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to give you the stats. Oh, come on. Worldometers.info. Worldometers.info. Okay. Worldometers.info. Okay, this is the website where you can pull up coronavirus numbers. Coronavirus numbers. And it's updated regularly. Okay. So far, we've had 1,780,312 cases of the coronavirus worldwide, supposedly. We've had over now 100,000 deaths worldwide, 108,826. Okay, I'm going to let you guys see these numbers. I'm going to let you guys share this. 404,029 people have supposedly recovered. Look at how many cases that are still open. Okay, even with between recovered and death, 512,000. 512,060. What happened to the other 1.2 million people? There's only 50,592 that are still in critical condition, critical or serious condition. 216,864 are in mild condition. I don't think so. For some reason, this number, 1.216 million, doesn't seem possible. How can this many people still be sick after all this time? I don't buy it. I plain out don't buy it. Okay? Look at the deaths and the total cases that seem to be going up at the same rate throughout the world. Let's look at the United States of America. The US, we've had 532,879 total cases. We've now far bypassed the total cases in Italy. Yes, I understand Italy is the size of California, but Italy was going crazy just a week or so ago. And we have quadrupled and gone past what Italy was. 532,879 COVID cases. We've had now 20,000 deaths, 20,577. A week ago, we were just over 10,000. Now within 7 days, we've gone and doubled that number of deaths. I don't even believe these numbers now. I don't believe these numbers. Because I know for a fact, and I have records, I have sworn testimony from doctors, including Dr. Oz, that says these numbers are faked. And he's spoken to hospitals and doctors around the world and around our country that are being told to take regular flu patients' information and transfer it to COVID cases, transferring flu deaths to COVID-19 deaths, and transfer other deaths, including heart attack victims, to COVID-19 victims. You can pull that information from Dr. Oz. You can pull it up on Google or Yahoo, whatever search engine you use. You can pull it up. It's there. Okay, now I'm showing you what I'm seeing here. 532,000 people, almost 533,000 total cases, 20,000 deaths, over 20,000 deaths. Total people recovered, 30,000. I don't buy it. Look at the number of cases and only 30,000 have recovered. No, I don't buy it at all. Okay, let's go look at some individual states here. Total cases in the states, 532,879, 20,577 deaths, total recoveries, 30,453, and everybody else is still sick. I don't buy it. New York, 1/4 of the people, 1/4 of the cases of the entire country are in New York. One-fourth of the death toll. In fact, it's more than that here in New York. 8,627 people have died in New York out of 20,000 total, over 20,000 total deaths. I don't buy it. I just don't. Active cases in New York, 155,000, over almost 156,000. What happened to all of these? 181 compared to 155, 156,000 people. It's well over 8,000 people. Why are we only seeing 155, 156,000 active cases out of 181? It doesn't make sense. They're not reporting the information to us. Well, let's look at California before we go here to Utah. We have 22,000 cases in California, 122,173 cases here in California. California's seen 630 deaths, 630 complete total deaths in California. I checked the numbers, folks. 630 people die in California, even more than that, every day. They have 20,000 active cases, 20,603 active cases. Really? What's up with that? 20,000 and 22,000. 20,000 and 630 cases here of deaths don't equal 22,000. Something's wrong with those numbers too. Let's go down to Utah, where I live. Where did Utah go? Here it is. Utah's now had 2,206 cases, 2,206 cases here in Utah. We've now had 18 deaths. It's gone from 13 to 18 deaths. We had 5 more people die yesterday from coronavirus. And we have 2,162 people that are active cases, which means the others must have recovered, right? Interesting numbers, huh? What's up with that? What's up with that? I don't think we're getting true numbers. I just don't. Okay? I wanted to show you that. I wanted you to see it because I believe it's important to understand the numbers, to understand the data that's coming in. Okay? Now I can point you to YouTube site after YouTube site after YouTube site. Doctors talking about this, saying it's a bull crap city. It's a bull crap bunch of politicians telling us stuff. Yeah, 2.75 bodies in California. Yeah. Terry says they don't want the doctors testing a lot of these patients. They said they don't need a test to prove the coronavirus, just put it on the certificate. Yeah, that's what doctors are being told. Just put the thing on the certificate of death that they died of the coronavirus, whether they had a heart attack, whether they had the regular seasonal flu, or whatever it was. They want to believe, they want everybody to believe that the coronavirus is going to kill them. Now, there are people that allegedly have recovered that have gotten the coronavirus again. And some of these people are dying. And people are asking why. Why? I'll tell you why. Because the coronavirus can kill people. It was a bioengineered weapon. It was a weaponized virus designed to kill people. It was mixed with the AIDS virus. It did not come from a wet market selling live animals to people to kill for food. No, it didn't. It didn't come from bats. Sheila, exactly. Do the math by the day. It doesn't add up. Terry says they want to push the numbers of deaths up to scare people. They know people that are scared or will be scared by their numbers. They want to keep us controlled. They want to keep us within our own homes so we don't rebel against them. Yeah, that's what they want. They're violating our rights, folks. They're violating our rights. I see it every day. I've seen the videos. Lisa Haven, one of them. And there are many others, YouTubers. There's also Glenn Beck. Look over on Glenn Beck's website. Watch his videos from his news programs. He's proving it as well. Okay? It's not the first time a virus has come into the country where no one was immune to it. It's happened with the flu many times. Yes, Terry, it has. Those numbers have not matched from the beginning. Okay, they want to try to scare people. And yet there are Democrat communists all over this country, including, and I'll call a spade a spade, I always have. Erin Mendenhall, I believe her name is, the governor of the county of Salt Lake that has us here in quarantine. She wants the entire damn state of Utah quarantined. Now, the governor is smarter than that. The governor is smarter than these Democrat communists. These communists are being told what to say by the deep state that wants us controlled, that wants us to be ushered into the New World Order. They're going to have to take me, drag me out of my home, shoot me and kill me. And kill people just like me. It's not going to happen. Okay? They're going to have to drag me out of my home kicking and screaming. As long as I have a voice, I'm going to exercise that voice. Terry says the governor of Illinois, her state, just said yesterday that he's most likely canceling the summer outdoor activities. The Democrat communist mayor of the Salt Lake County is trying to do the same thing. Sheila says 80% CFR in UK. Yeah. Folks, don't let these governors, these mayors, these politicians do that to us. We cannot let it happen. We need to nix the politics. We need to get rid of these mayors, these county commissioners, the big city mayors, the governors that keep trying to push us over the edge have got to go. I'm not saying do anything to harm them. I'm saying get them the hell out of office. Yes, Pam, some places will cancel 4th of July celebrations. Celebrating what? Our independence, our freedom? And they're canceling that because they want to take over the United States? Hell to that. I am not going to do that. Congress is trying, and yes, Congress, the House of Representatives is full of communists. AOC, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and the other 200 people in Congress need to go. Vote them the hell out. We have an election coming up. Don't let them control the House any longer. They're trying to pass a bill to require federal license to own a gun, jumping through all the hoops we already have to do to have the privilege of owning a gun. Tell Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer to take an effing hike. Yeah, tell them to take a hike. They need to stop. Okay, I think I've said enough about this here on the Freedom Revolution Network. I think you get where I'm coming from. Okay, I'm going to end this where we started, and I'm going to tell you that I care about you and that I love you. Okay, I'm going to tell you that I love you, and I love you guys very much. We will be back on the air either here on the Freedom Revolution Network, unless Zoom takes us out, and we're going to have Sunday school class. Come follow me, celebration of Easter tomorrow morning. And I hope that you will be here to join us. I hope you guys will be here to join us. Okay, I'm not quite through here yet. I'm just checking my email. And the person that I invited to be part of our Easter Sunday school lesson has not gotten back with me. I hope he does. Or he can even call me for that matter. But either way, we're going to have Sunday school lesson, whether he joins us or not, which I hope he will. But we're going to have a wonderful Sunday school lesson and celebrate Easter, celebrate the resurrection of our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ. And I hope you will join us there or here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Time tomorrow. Okay. The Department of Justice, folks, is sounding alarm over the government regulation of religious services amid the COVID-19 outbreak. The U.S. Justice Department may take action next week against local governments that have cracked down on religious services, as widespread parts of the country are shut down due to the coronavirus. One such shutdown in the southeastern United States. One such shutdown in the southeastern United States led to people, each individual car, not just a car, but each occupant of the car was issued a $500 ticket for going to an Easter service with their windows rolled up. They couldn't even sit in their car. They're allowed to go out to stores, to pharmacies, to the mail post office, to their doctors, but they're not allowed to sit in their car. That's an illegal overextension of government Big Brother. Okay, that just came through. That just came through. Now, we're going to go over to the Emergency Management Associates program in just a minute. But I just wanted to tell you that I loved you, I care about you, and I ask the Lord to bless us. I pray with every strong fiber in my body that 6.0 to 8.2 magnitude earthquake does not happen tomorrow, Easter Sunday. God bless us, and do know that we love you. As Walter Cronkite would say, and that's the way it is. Saturday, April 11th, 2020. For Emergency Management Associates, this is Ron Tyler. Have a good evening, folks. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow morning.